It's Monday Night Raw, 9/22/03. We open the show. You know how I like to do it. We open the show the same way we started. Ended the last show.
Yeah.
There you go. Lita comes out.
I can hear the music already.
Yep. Crowd's going crazy, soaking in the applause. She's still holding that women's championship.
Which is smart. She didn't lose it.
Never lost it. Crowd saying, "Welcome back. We love you, Lita." Even though I'm pretty confident she was healed.
She was, but that's okay.
But
it happens all the time.
Every single time.
Remember when Seth Rollins went out with injury? He was champion.
Yep.
He came back and he was cheered like he was the savior of the world.
Like he was, CrossFit Jesus.
Actually, the same thing happened with Triple H too. So he went out with the 2-man power trip, came back.
Was that the Jean Jacket comeback?
The Jean Jacket comeback. My goodness.
Damn.
And everybody's like, "Oh, we love you."
My God, Triple H, we missed you.
Yeah, it's like
I'm like, you guys hated me when I was here.
Exactly. Yeah, I was evil.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I love wrestling, man. This is the only business where like you can come back. Even Charlotte Flair was cheered when she came back, and we knew she was coming back.
Yeah, right.
Now, obviously, that got corrected immediately, but
yes,
just the
and don't get me wrong. Most of the time, it does, as you say, get corrected. But my point is, it's very believable that a person who was working bad will get loved when they come back from injury.
Exactly.
Or get the love.
Exactly. And this is one of the things I can appreciate. Like it shows like we see you as a human and not as a character on TV.
Yes.
Which is nice in a business that is not nice often.
That's true.
She's back. Says she wants back the championship that she never lost against Gail Kim. Gail does not come out, but her principal advisor, William Regal, and Eric Bischoff both come out. Eric, of course, welcomes her back, says this is going to be great for ratings. Love it when you're here. However, you do have something that does not belong to you.
Right.
Lita says, well, don't know about doesn't belong to me, but as far as current champions, yes, Gail is the champion. Here you go. Hands the title to Eric. Eric reaches for it. Gail snatches it back and says, but I'm going to need a title back. Sorry, Lita snatches it back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
My bad.
I was just like,
I got Gail on the
scene.
Yeah, I'm about to say I got Gail on the brain. Says it's been a long, long time, yada, yada. Says, I'll give you this championship back, but I'm going to need a title match. And Eric says, well, I don't know. I mean, you haven't had a match in a while, you know what I'm saying? You're fresh off injury. I feel like you really need to earn it. So, of course, Tori comes out and says, oh, yeah, no, you got the match. Yeah, don't you worry about that.
Yeah. Well, again, you didn't lose the title.
You didn't lose the title.
There's a real good argument there.
Yeah. Says, so Tori obviously says, in fact, I already talked to Mick about it. Mick says, oh my God, Lita's back? I love Lita. That's a great idea.
I'm so glad you brought up Mick. Because
we got the etc.
We got the beauty of the Mick Foley.
There you go. Covers all the bases. Mick can take care of any duty. So Mick's already sanctioned the match, Gail versus Lita. That'll happen at a future date. I don't know when, but it'll happen. So big pop. Lita hands Eric the title, and then shoulder bumps him and walks out the ring. Crowd's loving it. Regal and Eric are like, crap. As we go off air. Quick little just squash match between Christian and Rico.
Okay.
Get Christian on the show. I love the man.
Yep.
And he's going to be becoming very important in the next couple months.
So, Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret did a WWE retrospective on Christian's time with the Fed.
Cool.
And in the video...
Did you put a blue dot over his face for the whole show?
No, but it did get brought up. The idea of just how many times Vince put him in ladder matches blew my mind. Like, but you don't think about it.
I'm about to say, yeah. Of all the years, he's like 90% of the time you see Christian in the WWF or E.
Yes.
He's in some kind of ladder match.
And Brian brought up the point. He's like, I think Vince disliked him so much, but knew that he had talent. That he's like, if I can just get him injured, I won't have to book him. He's like, I know he's got talent, so I don't want anybody else to have him, but I don't like his face. So.
I don't like him walking around. He's not handsome enough, damn it. Oh, that's actually great. Kurt, Stacy, and Haas are talking about how great Stacy did that last week. They're so proud of her and think that the more she competes, the better she'll get. Which is basically my way of saying she's going to be wrestling more.
Yeah.
I'm really going for it. Says, Since we're holding off on the tag titles, though, Shelton's going to be gone for a while. I think this is a good point in my time for you to focus on the U.S. title. And Stacy will make sure you're set and good with that. And if you need me, I'll be there. But I think I'm going to focus on my singles career for a little bit until Shelton gets back and we can get those tag titles.
Very cool.
And Stacy, I don't need you to worry about me because I have a valet of my own that I trust with my life, a partner, if you will, that'll get me where I need to go. Introduces Jackie Gata.
Very
His
cool.
real life wife. I don't know if this time or not, but
I think they were dating, but I don't think they got married until a few years later.
after.
But
Okay.
you know, they had a long run, and they got multiple kids out of the togetherness.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I saw a picture. I think one of his kids graduated college, and Shelton was there. It was just like,
Yeah, time is so mind blowing.
Yeah, man, it made me feel old. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll say this. I know that it's a strange thing to say, but I have this. And maybe it's because I read / write comics, but
Mhm.
I have this weird thing where people just kind of stay static the same age in my mind until it hits me like a ton of bricks that they have aged.
They've aged 10 years.
And it's like, oh wait, in my mind you're still what you
12.
were, whenever you were.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wait, reality just told me differently.
Yep. Like, oh, I haven't seen you in a few months. I'm like, it's been 5 years. I'm like, oh, that's why you're like way taller and an adult. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Charlie will be focusing on singles wrestling until
Yes.
Shelton's back. He'll be managed by Jackie. Kurt will still be managed by Stacy.
Yes.
They're still Team Angle at the end of the day. Still a
Exactly.
team.
Yeah,
That's all that
it's
matters.
truly a family dynamic is the way I look at it.
Exactly.
Like, yes, I have my pursuit. Yes, you have your pursuit, but we're all in this pursuit together.
Exactly. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Kurt shakes Haas's hand, says, "Good luck to you. If you need me, I'll be there. But I know you won't need me. That's why you're in this group."
Exactly.
So next up we have John Cena and Rhino versus Hardcore Vice. In a non-title match. 'Cause,
Sure.
I mean, what if they done a title match?
Well, and John Cena's bad influence. He ain't gonna be
Yeah,
handing those
I'm about
out.
to say you're just passing those out for the people.
Yeah.
Well, I think people do tend to forget that Tommy Dreamer and Steven Richards are good at wrestling.
Oh my! Like, Steven Richards, I think, is
So underrated.
an exceptional talent.
Yeah.
Like, not only the long hair, good looks, the
He's tall as all get out.
exactly like I'm telling you, if Vince would have hired him instead of Paul, to the moon.
Oh, yeah.
But
That
because
was-
but because he had that ECW legacy.
And Vince's mind, that ECW stink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was trying to avoid the word, but you're right. That is the way I think he saw it.
Yep.
I think that's really what held him back because he had so much personality, whether it be face or heel.
Exactly.
He just, yeah. And Tommy Dreamer is an all-time beloved, believable babyface.
Yes. So it amazes me. So I watched some old episodes of ECW, and this is back when Tommy first debuted.
Oh, okay.
And he's
White meat.
He's as white meat as it get. Super baby face, normal. Anywhere else on the planet would have been cheered.
Yes. Thank you for being here at Mr. Super Oz. This video is going out, and this channel only exists because I, Oz, founded Gamble Comics, which first release was Everlasting Survivors, a 68-page graphic novel called All Day Long. Available now. Follow the link in the description that will take you to gamblecomics.com. While there you can get hats, shirts, posters, much, much more. But most importantly, the story itself.
But in ECW,
We hate
F
you.
out of here, man.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's just so weird seeing Tommy Dreamer booed in an ECW arena,
Yeah.
just knowing what the future is. But
Well, to me, it blows me away to think, thank you, sir, may I have another?
Another.
Was the
the
turning
catalyst,
point. Yeah,
right?
it's like,
I'm like, what?
well, but that's just something I've always wanted.
It's Tommy Dreamer. How
Oh,
Tommy Dreamer
yes,
got over.
exactly. Yes, how Tommy Dreamer got over. And, yeah, so that's it. I just wanted to share
like
that.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, no. So the match.
Yes.
Rhino obviously knows these guys really well. Cena, not so much.
Mhm.
So that's kind of the key. They take full advantage of Rhino knowing them. It gets a little bit hardcore, but not pulling out weapons. But there's a lot of brawling on the outside when it's Rhino versus either Dreamer or
Absolutely.
Richards.
Yep.
But when Cena's in there, he keeps it in the ring,
Mhm.
slows it, grabs a hold.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And
Working heel.
About to say, cuts off the ring, does all that good stuff. But it ends. Rhino goes for the gore on Richards. Richard leapfrogs over because, again, free
He can do it. Yep.
And Rhino gores the post. Rhino's not the legal man, though. John Cena is. Cena picks up Richards for the FU. Richards sneaks out of it. Super kick. Dreamer picks him up for the Spicoli driver. Nails it. Richards gets the cover. 1, 2, 3. Hardcore Vice won.
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah.
Shoot, what a non-title match.
I honestly think that it's a great follow-up to Al Snow's Evolve title victory.
Title, yeah.
And I just think it's a way to make that legendary Hardcore Vice faction feel like they are the legend that they are.
Yeah, exactly. To be fair, Hardcore Vice, if you think about it as far as groups in AEW, they probably had the most like collective rounds of championships as a group.
Sure.
They've had the Hardcore title, they've had the tag titles, and they've had the
Evolve title.
title.
Yeah.
Now.
I mean, and let's be real, Raven, Tommy Dreamer, Al Snow, and Steven Richards, top quality talents all around. Like,
Exactly.
my goodness. So yeah, I ain't against it. I think that was a great booking.
Hey, all-time classics, man. We get to the main event.
If
Per
you
se,
will.
if you will. You'll understand what I mean when it happens. I'm curious how you're going to react to this. I don't know if you'll love this or hate this.
Ugh.
But this is going to be fun. So, Sean O'Haire comes out to the ring and says he's going to become the first man with 5 title defenses. Because his last 2 defenses will be happening here tonight.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
And it will be against Kane and Chris Jericho.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So, Kane...
As long as we don't pull a Shawn Michaels and Triple H for the European title or a Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan,
Hold your thoughts.
I'm okay.
Hold your thoughts.
Okay.
Alright, so Kane comes out, asks for a normal match. And, yeah, because Kane can talk at this point. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. He's got the open. Yeah. He's already talked.
Trying to remember.
Yep.
Sean whispers in his ear. Kane lays down, and it's pinned for the 1, 2, 3. That's match 1.
Don't love it, but I'm waiting.
That's defense 4. Defense 5. Sean tells Chris Jericho to come on down. Jericho is still hurt and dejected. Poor guy. It's had it rough these past few months. Says he wants a normal match because that was his instructions. Sean tells Chris, go ahead and lay on down. Sean gets the cover for the 5th victory. 1, 2. Chris Jericho kicks out. Crowd goes crazy. Can't believe it. Sean's like, okay, Chris, maybe you don't know how to count. It's all right.
You are from Canada.
You are from Canada. It's your first time. All right. Listen. So the referee hits the mat 3 times. So 3 goes like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you're gonna keep laying down until that 3 count hits. So he tells him to lay back down again. Covers Chris again. Ref hits 1. Ref hits 2. Ref goes down for the 3rd. Chris Jericho kicks out. Crowd goes even crazier than they did before.
So I'll say this. The reason I didn't get super mad about you having Kane lay down is because I knew that Chris couldn't.
Yeah.
You weren't going to do this back to back. There's no way.
No.
And so
I'm not that big of a dick.
Yeah, and so I don't love it, but I'm okay with it because it's a storytelling device.
They're doing that.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Like every time Kane does anything like evil, like remember when they won the tag titles, he whispered in his ear, and then Kane killed I think Rikishi.
Sure. Okay. Okay. So
but it's been a long told story thread if you watch all the rounds.
Okay, and it slipped my mind because I'm anti
people laying
like
down.
I'm okay with it when the Outlaws laid down for each other in a 4-way match because it was like, well, the New Age Outlaws won this 4-way match.
Yeah.
And so in that it's like, oh, we're intelligent, and so
say it's a big brain play.
Yes.
Which is how it's played here.
Cool.
But yeah, so Chris kicks out again, and then O'Haire's like, okay. He's kind of pissed off, so he goes to calm himself down. He's on the ropes. He just turns around. Chris rolls him up. 1, 2. O'Haire kicks out.
Yes.
All of a sudden.
And at this point, you know that it's real, not you, but the fans.
The fans
you
are like,
always
oh,
know. Yeah.
Chris is gonna do it.
Yeah.
So obviously they make eye contact. O'Haire is furious Chris is kind of shocked at himself. He can't believe,
Yeah.
like he's
To
defying this man.
To me, it almost feels like he's rediscovering himself.
Yeah, the Ayatollah of rock and roll,
Yeah.
the man who beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night.
Well, and Sean can. I'm not saying I'm booking this for you, but like in my mind, he could almost blame himself for Jericho believing in himself.
Yeah, pretty much he's hyped him up too much.
He's like, oh man, this is kind of my own fault.
He's advocated the devil too much. poor guy. So this ends up being like a good 15-minute match. So it's a solid back and forth between the two of them. No one really has control.
Okay.
Like that's kind of how good Jericho is, and that's how good O'Haire is. Like they, especially since they spent all this time with each other. Because I think at this point they've been together for like 6 months or something.
Oh, maybe more.
Maybe more.
No, well, because it was Kane and Jericho first, and then Sean was added, so it might be about 6 for them.
Yeah,
but yeah,
just them in general.
Yeah.
But regardless, they're real back and forth on this contest. It gets to the point though, Jericho has O'Haire in the walls. O'Haire almost passes out, but finds that spike of adrenaline to crawl, get to the bottom rope. Chris hits what will be the code breaker in the future, but for now it's just
knees to the face.
2 knees in the face, exactly. Drops him. Crowd's cheering him on. Chris believes he can do it. Runs to the ropes. Slips.
Oh, okay.
Recovers himself. Bounces back on the rope again. Does the lion salt. Gets caught. And then is hit with the devil's cruelty.
That's beautiful.
1, 2, 3. Sean O'Haire is the first man to have 5 defenses of the Evolve title.
That's beautiful.
A fact that JR points out immediately. When will Sean O'Haire decide to evolve?
Yeah.
For a world championship shot? And that is how we end Raw.
That's cool.